Hello world, it is Wednesday, January 19th, 2022, and looking out the window at Defiance, it's clear blue skies, and it's warm this morning, relatively speaking, 41 degrees, but I think that's going to be the high today. It's supposed to be dropping all day and getting back to some colder weather. Lows, they're predicting by like Tuesday next week, lows will be in the single digits, so it's going to be quite chilly next week. The devotion for today is entitled Lest We Burst by John Edgerton. John bases the devotion upon the Gospel of Luke, chapter 5, verse 37 through 39. Jesus told them this parable. No one pours old wine or new wine into old wineskins. Otherwise the new wine will burst the skins. The wine will run out and the wineskins will be ruined. No, new wine must be poured into new wineskins. And no one, after drinking old wine, wants the new, for they say the old is better. And and John writes, between 2008 and 2019, I led worship approximately 1,200 times, give or take 100, leading services 3 times a week for almost 8 years. Really ran up the numbers. I went from wobbly and nervous to loose and confident. I'm not boasting, just pointing out that practicing something 1,000 times really helps. Since the pandemic began, I've led worship maybe 100 times. And those 100 times have been in at least 4 or 5 formats that were new to me. Live on Zoom, pre-recorded on YouTube, live streamed in the sanctuary, outdoors on the lawn, a hybrid of all the above. I'm back to wobbly and nervous, and I don't like it. I miss the old wine of well-known ways of worship. I've tasted the new, and I would say the old is better. It's okay if the time of worship during COVID isn't your favorite. It's okay if it doesn't measure up to what it used to be. No one should expect it to. This is a time of new wine. The time is to be given room to breathe and expand, to become whatever it will become. Our job as the church is to learn new lessons and strengthen new muscles. Our job as the church is to flex and stretch. Because we aren't the wine. We are the wineskins. And John's prayer. God, this time is hard for us. Help us to worship you in beauty and truth in new ways. Amen. Well, for me, this devotion brings up a lot of thoughts. One of which is, this time of the pandemic has been very different. But I think it, in some ways, it pushed us in directions that we needed to go anyway. And we didn't really have a choice but to go in those directions this time. The other thing it made me think of is that there is no really going back. It's only going forward from here. Some of the things we've done and tried has actually resulted in reaching people who may never enter the physical doors of our sanctuary, but worship with us and support the missions and ministries that we do. And more importantly, we're just touching their lives through the electronic means. So it's something that we have to expand and stretch and flex, as John said, and learn to grow with it and learn to move forward. It doesn't mean that you have to like everything that's gone on or be comfortable with it, because stretching is kind of uncomfortable sometimes. But just accept it, knowing that for others this may be something new that really appeals to them. And we need to keep moving forward. Because as John says, we aren't the wine, we are the wineskins. And are we old wineskins or are we new wineskins? Can we expand and stretch? I hope so. I hope you have a good day, and I hope to talk to you again tomorrow.